Let's explain a high order function in PowerShell. So here, high order function basically means that a function that calls another function. So let's have a look at an example. So we have a function here called new multiplier. This takes in a parameter or factor that is of integer data type. So here, what this function will return is actually a script block. A script block is basically like an anonymous function. So anonymous function in C#, it doesn't have a name. So in this instance, this script block that we're creating, notice this is the data type. This is now called being passed as data because you're passing a function as an parameter to another function. So here we've got create word. Basically, we are creating a type of this object, which is a script block. Notice that it's a type. This is what will actually be contained within this function. So we're specifying that it's going to take a parameter. Notice the similarity here. And if you don't know about script blocks, watch one of my other videos where I talk in detail around script blocks and how they compare against functions. So you can see it's pretty much the same. It takes in a parameter of x. This $sign is just to refer to the variable name. But notice I have used the backtick here to escape the $sign, because $sign here would actually be evaluated if you don't use the backtick. So we're just kind of putting it in what you might say single quote characters. So we just wanted to treat it as a string currently. So here, that's what we're doing. And it's going to then multiply that x by this factor coming from here. So here, when we say double, this is a variable, and this variable will actually hold the function here. So it's going to call the new multiplier function with a multiplier of 2. So this variable will actually now hold this here. So it would basically say param x by x and multiplied by the factor, which is 2 in this instance. So this function is being called here, and then once it's called, it will return this over here, which in turn will get stored here. And then we are calling function with the call operator, which is the ampersand here, and we're passing it an argument of 5. This argument, remember, is the parameter here. So we're just passing this 5 into this x here. Now we already passed the factor because we passed the factor here. So the factor is already defined and it's number 2 in this instance because we passed 2. So what this variable is actually now holding is the script block or anonymous function here, which will then get multiplied and show the output. So if I run this here, so you can see when we say 5 multiplied by factor 2, which is doubling it, you get 10. If you triple it, then you get 15. So why would you even do this? So this is useful where you don't have to define every time what doubling means. You can actually just use the function to do that, but it's using the same original function here. If you need to change anything, you want to change it in one place. So this is very useful to make your code manageable, and it's not that hard to understand once you understand how the parameters are being worked. If this function is being called, it just basically returned another function which is being stored here, which in the final output we're just calling that script block anonymous function here, and we're just passing it a parameter here. Notice we only need to pass in one parameter because this param here only takes in one parameter. So I hope this makes sense on the high order function. If you don't understand anything, comment below and I will explain it further to you. But yeah, I hope you do enjoy using high order functions to make your code much more manageable and efficient.